Hey guys, my name is Lokesh. I'm an iOS developer, and today I'd like to show you guys an app I made for Losani Homes. So, Losani Homes is a construction company located in Stony Creek, Ontario, and these guys build anywhere between 400 to 600 homes a year. So, my task was to basically help these guys out make some sort of a scheduling iPad application. So, Uh, they build houses in certain communities, and any community has between 50 to 100 houses. Each community has one superintendent who takes care of all the issues with the houses. So, for instance, one superintendent who is in charge of the house in Burlington, Ontario, would basically go to each house and check what tasks had to be completed. So, for instance, house number one has plumbing issues, house number two has electrical work that needs to be finished, house number three has to get its kitchen installed, etc. These basic tasks. So, what their process currently was to go there to the house, write down all the issues on a piece of paper, come back to the office, and someone at the office would actually take all this information and store it on a computer. This was obviously a very lengthy process because you've got so many houses, so many communities, bunch of information that, there's all this backlog. So what I had to do was basically make some sort of an interface which allows these guys to check off task dates on their iPads, and it would update the server over 3G or Wi-Fi. So this is obviously really quick, and it made everyone's lives a lot better. So let's let's get this started, and as you can see, I'm using VPN to connect to the server. There we go. So the enter completion dates, that's the one. As you see, all these are the community codes. You've got like Ancaster and all the other ones. I don't really know their names, but I just know that, yeah, these are the communities. So let's say, for instance, COL, and the lot number is basically the house number, and you pick that, and it has all these houses. Now, not only one community has the same house numbers, like for instance, Bar, that only has like a model house, so that's MODE. So let's pick one house, one community in a house, so 75, and I view the job. So you see these dates. Yeah. So basically, what happens is, let's say you have a task such as window install. You have an actual start date and an actual finish date. Currently, it's not filled in, so probably they haven't started building this house. So let's say I click on, let's say, I start today and I finish today. So all these guys need to do is just check this off. There you go. Just click that checkbox and it's done. And you just save it to the database, of course. And you can even individually, like, let's say, okay, I started this in 2010, for instance, 8 July 2010, and I'm done, I press that. So this app has to be smart, they can't really choose a date before 2010, like, oh, I finished it in 2008, so I have to check for those minor issues. So that all the data on the database is correct, and it's not really wrong. So I choose that, and then you see that automatically checked it off, and now I can save it to the database. I'm not going to do that because I can't, I'm not allowed to, but I'm just going to go back to the main menu, and you see it shows you that, okay, you haven't saved this job, so would you like to continue or not? So yeah, I'll press OK and I'll go back. So now we have the second task that was given to me was the production schedule. These guys use a production schedule. Basically, previously it was a crystal report, and they wanted it to be an iPad on an iPad app. So basically, like a PDF form or something. So what I would do is, okay, you wait for the communities to load up, and yeah, once they load, just choose, for instance, sunflower, and you can either sort by alphabetical or closing date. So I press OK, and then yep, there you go. That's all the data that comes in. So as you can see, like the color codes depend on whether the task was on schedule, ahead of schedule, delayed, or it was a critical delay. So and then you can report this, and it generates a nice PDF which you can zoom into, and you can email, or you can print, of course, with AirPrint. Right now I don't have any printers selected, so I won't be able to see anything. I don't think I do. Yep, no air printers. Then we have a punch list. Punch list is basically the same idea. You know, this was just part of it to basically hand out tasks to people. So pick Sunflower again. Let's sort it by closing date this time. So you've got all these tasks, and let's say someone wants to select the excavate task for Sun 0014. You do that, and then this one, just email that. You see those 3 tasks were selected. Okay, I'm gonna email it to anyone and be like, okay, you are responsible for this task. And delete this draft. Okay. And there, you know, if you click these ones, like you can unselect the whole row or not, you know, so select that and then, you know, just email them all these excavate tasks for that job, you know, for these jobs. Now, the sitemap was a pretty nifty tool. This one was basically, they had a map of the whole community, all the houses in a community, and what they wanted to do was color code the map so that it shows you the status of the house. So, for instance, if a house was sold under construction, it would be green. Unsold, unreleased, light blue. You know, unsold spec would be red. So let's say I take sunflower. So you can see that's. You can zoom into the map, and let's say I pick up maybe 7, house number 7. That shows you all the details for that house. You can PDF that, email it, of course, print it. Yeah, I think Sherman Oaks. So this is basically one I was working on, and you see right now it's just an image with white, with white houses because I haven't really done the color coding for it yet, which is done dynamically. But you know, I use jQuery library to accomplish this. It's called Map Highlight. If you guys are interested. And so the last thing I was in charge of doing was the file browser. Now, basically, these guys have a bunch of PDF image files on their server, which they would like to get onto the iPad. So, like architectural drawings, stuff like that, you know, contracts. And so, what they would do previously was go to the office, take this massive folder, go back to the site, and you know, use it, and then bring it back to the office. No, that was out of the question. You know, it was too much of going back and forth, you know, waste of time and kind of thing. So what these guys wanted to get done was basically they would put all their files on the server, and you know, you could just download them onto your iPad and print them out wherever you were. So I use an FTP library to accomplish this, and so as you can see, like there's a folder on the server, and it directly links to that folder, and you have the all the communities here. So let's say I pick Ancaster, and I pick maybe Ancaster house number 10, and I want to see the HVAC design. Okay, this is an empty folder. Let's pick something else, maybe kitchen layout. Okay, so you got that, and then it downloads it, and there you go. You can view that, email it, print it again. So yeah, this app was basically very nifty, and it was just very helpful. Helped them out a lot, saved a lot of time, and I'm glad I could help. Uh, so the front end was obviously made all in native client code Objective C, and their backend server was iOS, Windows, and I would basically use an MVC4 web API to exchange JSON data back and forth. And I used a lot of ASP, C#.NET, and stuff to debug whatever was going on, TSQL for the database communication. And yeah, I was in charge of everything. So client side development, server side development, software testing, design. So it was a pretty big task, but we all got it done and pretty happy with it. So I thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at lokeshvt, that's LOKESH, vt@gmail.com, and I can probably help you guys out with any questions you have of how I accomplish this, or if you guys need me to work on an app for you guys, that would be great. So just let me know. And thanks once again. Goodbye.